Beneath Earth's beauty lie places so dangerous that few who encounter them survive. On one remote island, retreating soldiers once entered mangrove swamps, where giant crocodiles ruled the night. In Mexico, there's a cave of crystals so massive they resemble frozen skyscrapers, but inside, the heat and humidity can be life-threatening to a person within minutes. From a boiling lake that can suddenly erupt, to a radioactive mass in Chernobyl still hazardous decades later, to a Hawaiian pool where powerful waves strike without warning. These places are real, and people still risk everything to see them. Let's explore. Situated in the Bay of Bengal, Ramree Island, also known as Yanbai Island, appears serene but is infamous for a wartime story linked to the Guinness World Records as the site of the largest crocodile attack on humans. The island is home to saltwater crocodiles, the world's largest living reptiles. These predators thrive in the mangrove swamps, growing up to 20 to 23 feet and weighing over 2,000 pounds. With a bite force of about 3,700 psi, powerful enough to crush bone. During World War II, the Battle of Ramree Island took place in February 1945. When British forces pushed back the Japanese garrison, hundreds of retreating soldiers entered the swamps at night. Reports claimed many fell victim to crocodile attacks, though the extent of these deaths remains debated. British accounts described harrowing scenes, and one version suggested that out of nearly 1,000 Japanese soldiers, only about 20 survived. Historians, however, argue that most were due to fighting disease and exhaustion, with the scale of crocodile attacks likely exaggerated. Today, Ramree Island is sparsely inhabited, with local fishermen still reporting encounters with crocodiles. The tale of the so-called Ramree Island massacre endures as a stark reminder of the dangers concealed in its mangrove swamps. Beneath a mountain in Naica, Chihuahua, Mexico, nearly 300 meters underground, lies the Cave of the Crystals, a cavern filled with colossal gypsum crystals. Formed over hundreds of thousands of years as mineral-rich water cooled, the crystals reach up to 12 meters in length and weigh as much as 55 tons, making them among the largest natural crystals ever discovered. The cave's beauty conceals extreme danger. Located above a magma intrusion, it maintains temperatures around 47 degrees C with 90 to 99% humidity, creating a dangerous human oven effect. In such conditions, sweat cannot evaporate, preventing the body from cooling. Unprotected visitors risk life-threatening conditions within minutes. The dense, superheated air overwhelms the lungs and accelerates dehydration. To enter safely, researchers use special refrigerated suits with external air supplies. Even with this equipment, they can remain inside for only about an hour. Despite the hazards, expeditions uncovered remarkable findings, including microbes trapped within fluid inclusions inside the crystals, some dormant for up to 50,000 years. Today, the Naica mine, where the cave was discovered in 2000 during mining operations, has been flooded again, sealing the cave from entry. Located in Dominica's Morne-Trois Pitons National Park, the boiling lake is the world's second-largest hot spring after Frying Pan Lake in New Zealand. Its water, heated by volcanic activity, typically measures 82 to 92 degrees C around the edges, while the center is actively boiling. The lake's surface shifts constantly, from a quiet pool to a turbulent cauldron of steam. Clouds of vapor are visible from afar, but the greater danger comes from the toxic gases it emits, including hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide, which can cause unconsciousness or life-threatening conditions in high concentrations. The lake's instability adds to the risk. Sporadic eruptions or steam-driven blasts have been recorded, sending scalding water and steam into the air. Rocks around the shore remain dangerously hot, capable of causing burns even through footwear. Local guides limit time at the site, monitoring wind direction and warning visitors of drifting gas. Reaching the lake is also hazardous. The hike takes 6 to 8 hours round trip, crossing steep volcanic terrain, active geothermal vents, and narrow ridges with sheer drops. Despite its striking appearance, Boiling Lake is one of the most dangerous natural sites in the Caribbean, demanding respect and caution from all who approach. As stunning as it looks, Queen's Bath on Kauai, Hawaii, is among the most dangerous natural pools in the world. Carved into lava rock on the north shore near Princeville, it lures visitors with turquoise water, volcanic cliffs, and sweeping Pacific views. But the calm moments often shared online conceal their deadly reality. This tidal pool sits directly in the path of powerful Pacific swells. The ocean can shift from tranquil to violent in seconds, with rogue waves over 20 feet, 6 m, crashing across the lava shelf. What appears to be a serene swimming spot can instantly become a churning trap. When waves strike, they generate immense force and a suction effect that can drag swimmers into the ocean or slam them against jagged volcanic rock. The surrounding ledges are lined with sharp coral and sea urchins, adding to the risk of severe injury. The pool's narrow opening funnels wave energy, amplifying the danger even for strong swimmers or lifeguards. Dozens of accidents have been recorded here, and local responders carry out frequent rescues. Despite its beauty, Queen's Bath remains so hazardous that officials frequently close access during the winter months when the surf is highest. It stands as a reminder of the Pacific's unpredictable and deadly power. On April 26, 1986, the No. 4 reactor at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant near Pripyat, Ukraine, exploded during a late-night safety test gone wrong, releasing massive amounts of radioactive material across Europe. The blast blew apart the reactor building and ejected its 2,000-ton upper biological shield. Fallout was detected as far away as Sweden, where alarm systems first signaled the disaster to the outside world. The surrounding Chernobyl exclusion zone, covering about 1,000 square miles, remains largely uninhabitable, though limited tourism is permitted. One site is strictly off-limits, the Elephant's Foot. This lava-like mass of corium, a mixture of nuclear fuel, concrete, sand, and metal, formed beneath the reactor after the meltdown. Discovered in late 1986, its wrinkled surface resembled an elephant's foot, inspiring its name. It is one of the most radioactive objects ever created by humans. At the time of discovery, standing near it for a few minutes was life-threatening. Even today, decades later, it remains highly radioactive and can only be photographed safely using remote-controlled cameras, which sometimes glitch under radiation exposure. Since 2016, the site has been enclosed by the Chernobyl New Safe Confinement, a steel arch taller than the Statue of Liberty, built at a cost of over $2 billion. Designed to last at least 100 years, it now seals the reactor ruins and the Elephant's Foot. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. Don't forget to share it with your friends too. It helps the channel out, and I'm excited to continue bringing you more awesome content. The McMurdo dry valleys are among the most extreme landscapes on Earth. Located on the western shore of McMurdo Sound, near the Ross Sea and close to the Ross Ice Shelf, they defy the frozen image of Antarctica. Unlike most of the continent, which is buried beneath massive ice sheets, the McMurdo dry valleys, Taylor, Wright, and Victoria valleys being the largest, are almost entirely free of ice and snow. This has created a cold desert environment so inhospitable that NASA has used it to study conditions similar to those on Mars. Temperatures can drop to -45 °C, but the true severity comes from the dryness and relentless katabatic winds, which can exceed 200 km/h. These winds rush down from the surrounding ice sheets, evaporating moisture before it can freeze and scouring the rocky terrain with abrasive dust. Travel here is perilous. Winds whip up debris that can strip paint from vehicles, damage equipment, and reduce visibility to zero, disorienting even skilled explorers. The greatest danger, however, lies in the valley's remoteness. Rescue efforts could potentially be delayed for days or weeks, and exposed skin could freeze within minutes. Even minor errors could quickly become life-threatening. Situated on the border of Argentina and Brazil, Iguazu Falls is one of the world's most striking natural wonders. With 275 cascades stretching nearly 2 miles, the falls unleash more than 460,000 gallons of water per second on average, creating a thunderous roar and mist that rises hundreds of feet into the air. Rainbows often form in the spray, and Eleanor Roosevelt, upon seeing the falls, is said to have remarked, "Poor Niagara," in awe of their scale. Yet behind the beauty lies immense power. The falls generate turbulent currents and swirling airflows that can catch visitors off guard. Constant spray leaves surfaces slick, while rocks polished smooth by centuries of mist are as slippery as ice. Each year, accidents occur when people lose their footing or step beyond safety barriers in search of a better view. Heavy rains add to the unpredictability. Storms upstream can dramatically increase water flow, overwhelming walkways and transforming calm areas into torrents. Rescue teams note that many mishaps happen when visitors underestimate these forces, particularly near the edge where the pull of the falls is strongest. Iguazu Falls is a place of unmatched grandeur, but one that requires respect. Its scale and power remind us that nature, even at its most beautiful, must be approached with care. In eastern Russia lies Oymyakon, a rural locality of about 500 people in the Sakha Republic, known as the coldest permanently inhabited settlement on Earth. Winters average around -50°C, and in February 1933, a nearby weather station in Tomta recorded -71.2°C, the lowest reliably measured temperature in the Northern Hemisphere. At such extremes, even the air can injure. Breathing unprotected may damage lung tissue, so residents cover their faces and breathe through layers of fabric. Water pipes cannot survive the deep permafrost, which extends for hundreds of meters, so homes rely on outhouses with pit latrines. Farming is nearly impossible. Diets consist mainly of frozen fish and meat, with vegetables imported at high cost. Frozen fish, eaten raw in thin slices, provides essential nutrients. Daily survival requires constant caution. Car engines are often kept running during winter, since if they stop, fluids freeze and blocks can crack. A simple mishap like a flat tire can quickly become life-threatening. Burials require bonfires to thaw the earth long enough to dig graves. Keeping warm is expensive. Fur coats, often exceeding $1,500, are essential, though the average monthly wage is about $600, forcing many to take loans. Even with protection, the cold freezes eyelashes, saliva, and breath within minutes, turning them into ice crystals that fall to the ground. If you had the chance to visit Oymyakon, would you try living there for a week in -50°C temperatures, or would you stick to warmer destinations? Let us know in the comments below. The Great Blue Hole, located off the coast of Belize in the center of Lighthouse Reef Atoll, is a massive marine sinkhole about 300 m wide and over 124 m deep. Roughly 70 km from the mainland, its dark blue circle contrasts with the turquoise Caribbean waters, making it one of the world's most photographed natural formations. It forms part of the Belize Barrier Reef Reserve System, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Formed during the last ice age, the Blue Hole was once a limestone cave system that flooded and collapsed as sea levels rose more than 10,000 years ago. Stalactites still hang from submerged ledges, and its walls shelter reef sharks, hammerheads, giant groupers, and other marine life, drawing thousands of divers each year. But beneath its beauty lies danger. The nearly vertical walls create unpredictable currents that can trap or slam divers against coral and limestone. Visibility can shift quickly, and strong currents may pull divers deeper than planned. At depths of around 30 m, nitrogen narcosis can impair judgment, and beyond 40 m, the limit for recreational diving, the risks of disorientation, decompression sickness, and fatal mistakes rise sharply. Because of these hazards, the Great Blue Hole is unsuitable for beginners. Even experienced divers require careful planning, backup gear, and strict safety protocols to explore its depths safely. Hanakapiai Beach, on the Nepali coast of Kauai, is one of Hawaii's most dangerous beaches despite its postcard appearance of golden sand, dramatic cliffs, and turquoise water. The shoreline at the river mouth is less than a quarter-mile wide, but the Hanakapiai Valley extends inland for about 2 miles. The beach has been linked to numerous drownings, with local estimates often cited at over 80 incidents in recent decades. Because there are no protective reefs, the full force of the Pacific pounds directly onto the beach. Winter waves can reach 30 feet, and even smaller surf can knock adults off their feet. Just beyond the shore, the ocean floor drops steeply, so anyone swept out is immediately in deep water. Rip currents are a constant hazard. These strong flows can drag swimmers out to sea at speeds up to 8 feet per second, faster than even Olympic-level swimmers can overcome. Once caught, escape is extremely difficult. Rescue is complicated by the beach's isolation. It sits at the end of a 2-mile hike along the Kalalau Trail from the Haina State Park trailhead, so emergency response is often delayed and may require helicopter evacuation. Multiple warning signs are posted, but the area's beauty continues to lure unsuspecting visitors into the surf. Lake Natron, in northern Tanzania near the Kenya border, is one of the world's most extreme lakes. Situated in the East African Rift Valley, it lies at the base of the active volcano Old Duinyo Lengai and measures about 56 km long and 22 km wide. It is a soda lake, rich in sodium carbonate and other salts, with a pH reaching 10.5, nearly as caustic as ammonia. During the dry season, evaporation raises salinity, leaving behind striking red and orange crusts formed by salt-loving algae and cyanobacteria. Water temperatures can climb to 60 deg C, and the combination of heat and alkalinity is life-threatening to most animals. Carcasses that fall into the lake often become coated in salts, giving them a calcified, preserved appearance. Despite these conditions, Lake Natron is the most important breeding ground for the lesser flamingo. Up to 2.5 million may gather during nesting season, their pink plumage contrasting with the lake's vivid surface. They feed on the algae that thrive in its waters, while the lake's causticity deters most predators. With an average depth of less than 3 m, the lake allows flamingos to wade and feed efficiently. Their specialized beaks filter algae, and their legs can withstand the alkaline water, enabling them to flourish where few other animals can survive. The Futaleufú River, which originates in the Los Alerces National Park in Argentina and flows west into Chile's Aysén region, is famed for its striking blue waters and dramatic Patagonian backdrop, but it is also one of the most dangerous rivers in the world. Known globally as a premier destination for whitewater rafting and kayaking, it features long stretches of Class V rapids, the most extreme category in the international whitewater scale, requiring expert skill and precision. Its hazards are formidable. Currents can surge at over 40 km/h, while whirlpools and hydraulics formed by steep elevation drops can trap boats underwater. Towering standing waves, sometimes reaching 4.5 m, can flip or launch rafts into the air before slamming them back into the torrent. The river's remote location adds to the risk. Flowing through sparsely populated Patagonia, it offers little immediate access to rescue or medical aid. Accidents can turn deadly simply because help is hours away. Cold water compounds the danger. Fed by Andean glacial melt, the river rarely exceeds 10 deg C, and hypothermia can set in within minutes, impairing strength and decision-making. Even with expert guides and professional safety gear, the Futaleufú demands respect. For those who attempt it, the river is both a world-class challenge and a stark reminder of nature's unforgiving power. Mount Nyiragongo, rising to 3,470 m in the Virunga Mountains of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, is one of the world's most dangerous volcanoes. Its defining feature is a vast lava lake, one of only a few permanent ones on Earth, holding molten rock at over 1,100 deg C. At times more than 2,300 feet across, this lake is both a scientific marvel and a constant threat to millions living nearby. Nyiragongo's lava is unusually fluid, allowing it to flow at speeds up to 60 km/h, far faster than typical lava flows. When the crater wall fractures, the lake can drain within hours, sending torrents of molten rock racing down the slopes with little time for evacuation. This occurred in January 2002, when a fissure opened and the lava lake drained. Flows swept into Goma, then home to about 400,000 people. Over 120 people were killed, 350,000 displaced, and more than 4,500 buildings, including homes, hospitals, and schools, were destroyed. Lava also covered much of the airport runway and reached Lake Kivu, releasing dangerous gases. Monitoring continues, but limited resources and political instability hamper early warning systems. Scientists warn that a sudden drop in the lava lake signals imminent danger. For Goma and the surrounding communities, Nyiragongo remains an ever-present and unpredictable threat. If you lived near Mount Nyiragongo, would you choose to stay for the fertile land and opportunities nearby, or move away because of the constant volcanic risk? Let us know in the comments below. Death Valley, California, is the hottest place on Earth. In 1913, it recorded a temperature of 56.7 degrees C at Furnace Creek, the highest air temperature ever reliably measured. Ground temperatures can soar past 93 degrees C, hot enough to cause third-degree burns through shoes in seconds. In 2017, a tourist was hospitalized after walking barefoot for only a few steps. The valley sits 282 feet below sea level, where surrounding mountains trap heat and block rain, creating an oven-like environment. Daytime highs often exceed 49 degrees C, and at these levels the body's cooling system fails rapidly. Heat stroke can strike within minutes, and visitors may lose more than a gallon of water per hour through sweating and breathing. Beyond the heat, the desert is home to rattlesnakes, scorpions, black widow spiders, and mountain lions, all adapted to the harsh conditions. Vehicle breakdowns can also prove life-threatening. Overheating engines, vast distances to help, and limited cell service leave many stranded. Despite the risks, thousands still visit. Rangers warn never to remove shoes. Rubber soles can melt, and discourage the infamous freed egg on the pavement stunt, which leaves a mess in the park. Death Valley remains a stark reminder of nature's extremes, beautiful but unforgiving. The Danakil Depression in northwest Ethiopia is one of the most extreme places on Earth. This volcanic plain is filled with neon sulfur craters, acid pools, and glowing salt formations, but its beauty hides countless dangers. The region sits at the junction of the African, Arabian, and Somali tectonic plates, making it highly unstable. Earthquakes strike without warning, opening fissures that release toxic sulfur and chlorine gases. These fumes can cause respiratory failure or chemical burns within minutes. The shifting plates also heat groundwater, forming boiling hot springs that reach 110 degrees C, and the waters are so acidic they can dissolve human tissue on contact. Two active volcanoes add even more danger. Erta Ale, the smoking mountain, holds a permanent lava lake that sometimes overflows, while Dalil's hydrothermal field produces acid springs, salt pillars, and geysers in an environment so hostile NASA has tested Mars rovers there. If that weren't enough, daytime temperatures soar above 50 degrees C. Combined with poisonous air and unstable terrain, survival here is a constant challenge. Deep within Alaska's Tongass National Forest, the Mendenhall ice caves stretch beneath the massive Mendenhall Glacier, glowing in brilliant shades of blue. These caverns, carved over thousands of years, create tunnels and chambers of smooth ice that appear almost sculpted by hand. Light filtering through the glacier gives the walls an ethereal glow, making the caves one of the most striking natural sights in the region. Yet their beauty comes with constant danger. The glacier moves about 2 feet per day, meaning the caves are always shifting, expanding, and collapsing. What looks like a stable tunnel can become a death trap overnight. Melting ice adds to the instability, with tunnels flooding suddenly and meltwater rising fast enough to trap explorers. Collapses are an ever-present risk. Tons of ice can fall from the ceilings without warning, crushing anyone below. The sound of cracking echoes through the caves, but it's impossible to know which noise signals imminent collapse. Even if the structure holds, temperatures near 1.7 degrees and high humidity make hypothermia a serious threat, especially for unprepared visitors. Climate change has worsened the instability as the glacier retreats, increasing the frequency of collapses and floods. Professional guides often refuse to enter due to the hazards. Saltstraumen Maelstrom in Norway is the world's strongest tidal current and one of the most dangerous waters on Earth. Every 6 hours, more than 100 billion gallons of seawater are forced through a strait only 500 feet wide, creating whirlpools like liquid tornadoes that reach speeds of 40 km/h, faster than most boats can move. These vortexes can measure up to 30 feet across and 15 feet deep, with enough suction to drag large vessels beneath the surface. Once caught, escape is nearly impossible. Boats can be spun violently, throwing passengers overboard, while the downward pull swallows both crew and craft. The danger lies not only in the sheer force but also in the unpredictability. The maelstrom can shift from calm to chaos within minutes as the tide changes. Timing is everything. During slack tide, the strait looks manageable, but at peak flow it becomes a deadly churn few can navigate safely. Even seasoned Norwegian fishermen treat the area with extreme caution. Rescue operations are equally perilous. The remoteness, speed of the currents, and sudden appearance of whirlpools make saving stranded vessels extremely difficult. Incidents are reported each year, often requiring specialized teams and precise timing. Would you take a boat ride near Saltstraumen to see the world's strongest tidal current up close, or would you stay safely on shore? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Mount Merapi in Indonesia, standing 2.900 meters, is one of the most active and dangerous volcanoes in the world. Known as the Mountain of Fire, it has erupted regularly for over 1,000 years and remains both closely monitored and unpredictable. Its eruptions are often explosive, producing pyroclastic flows, the volcanic hazard. These fast-moving torrents of superheated gas, ash, and rock can reach over 800 degc and speeds above 100 mph, incinerating everything in their path for miles. Merapi also generates massive ash clouds that spread across regions, contaminating water, destroying crops, and causing severe respiratory problems. The ash, made of tiny glass-like particles, can collapse buildings and ground aircraft. During major eruptions, clouds rise over 40,000 feet, disrupting air travel across Southeast Asia. Despite the risks, more than 3 million people live near Merapi, drawn by fertile volcanic soils that sustain farming and local economies. Many residents view the volcano as a spiritual guardian rather than a threat, accepting eruptions as part of nature's cycle. Authorities track seismic activity, gas emissions, and ground shifts to predict eruptions, but the mountain remains highly unpredictable. In 2010, an eruption killed over 350 people and displaced hundreds of thousands, a stark reminder that even with modern monitoring, Merapi's destructive power cannot be fully controlled. Salar de Uyuni, the largest salt flat in the world, is located in Bolivia and spans about 10,500 square kilometers. After seasonal rains, a thin layer of water transforms the flats into a giant mirror that reflects the sky so perfectly it becomes difficult to distinguish Earth from sky. There are, however, risks associated with this striking phenomenon. Beneath the reflective surface, hidden sinkholes and fissures in the salt crust can pose hazards. The mirror-like effect can also be disorienting, making it easy to lose one's sense of direction. Travelers are advised to exercise caution when navigating this unique landscape. Have you heard of the extraordinary underwater waterfall? Located off the coast of Mauritius near Le Morne, Brabant, this phenomenon isn't a true cascade but a fascinating optical illusion. Ocean currents sweep sand and silt over the edge of an underwater shelf, creating the breathtaking impression of a waterfall plunging into the deep. From above, it looks as though the sea itself is flowing downward into a hidden abyss, making it one of nature's most captivating displays of perspective. What makes it even more remarkable is how it can only be fully appreciated from the air. Viewed by plane or drone, the sweeping colors of turquoise, blue, and shifting sand combine to produce an effect that seems almost otherworldly. Meanwhile, beneath the surface, those same currents play a vital role in shaping the marine environment, supporting a rich variety of sea life. The underwater waterfall of Mauritius beautifully demonstrates how the forces of nature can transform a simple movement of sand and water into a spectacle that continues to amaze travelers and scientists alike. What's the most dangerous place you've ever visited? After seeing these 20 locations, I hope you'll think twice before your next adventure vacation. Whether it's the scalding crystal caves of Mexico, the bone-chilling cold of Siberia, or the radioactive wasteland of Chernobyl, nature has created places that test the very limits of human survival. Let me know in the comments below which of these places surprised you the most. And don't forget to subscribe for more incredible stories about our planet's most extreme locations. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the most beautiful places on Earth are also the most dangerous. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.